Alright, y'all. I'm back with another video. And it's like I've been recording videos all week and they don't get uploaded. Partly because either something will happen and it completely disrupts the entire video or the thesis of the video. And so it's like, either that or I listen to the video before I upload it. And it's just like certain things, audio wise, or something may not have picked up right. And so you guys don't actually get to see some of the videos. I've deleted several this week already. Um, so anyway, I'm home right now, about to go pick up my son, but I want to kind of squeeze this in before the game. Um, so it was announced that Zoe will be playing today, and he'll be on a minutes restriction. Stan didn't really mention that. Um, yeah. Stan said something that bothered me. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to put that to the side for now. I might talk about that later. Uh, Something else though, right? Can I toot my own horn here? We're starting to get these reports that the Pelicans are going to be to sign a trade possibly for, Lonzo Ball. Basically, if they can't come to something between them and off season before free agency starts. First of all, I was the first one saying that. I was the first person and the only person that was saying it before everybody else started saying it. Okay? So I want my credit for that shit. I've been saying that for a while now. Okay? But let's take this in a slightly different direction. Why do the Pelicans want to do a sign and trade? It's because they know that Zoe is commanding more than 20 million on the market. And they know they're not going to get the pieces they need to replace Zoe. Only way they can do that is sign a trade. Now, it's funny because I had this jackass today who I just blocked before I actually started doing this video. He was sitting there, I forgot, somebody who I'm following on Twitter was commenting or something under one of this guy, it's some random, who was talking about, I can't believe people think, it's gonna be a side of trade for Zoe. And I sat there and I read that and I was like, first of all, one, that is a very likely option. And two, you're just flat out wrong. And it went a lot deeper than that. But long story short, I have this rule. I give people about 3 responses to prove themselves worth my time responding, and I either just block them outright, ignore them, or mute them. Depending on what the thing is. It's the best process to save your energy, people. I'm telling you, give people a certain length of number of responses. You got about 3 tries to prove me you know what the fuck you're talking about before I just say, all right, fuck you. I'm not about to argue with people all day on the internet. So this jackass was running his mouth, blah 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 blah. What you're talking about? Oh, it's making arguments out of stuff I didn't even say. Just being ridiculous. And so it's like right after I blocked him, there's 2 articles that were reported, or I think it's one article, but different news sites was reporting it. Reputable news sites, and so it's just kind of like the audacity of you motherfuckers. The audacity. Like, I'm sitting here telling you, explaining to you, really, first of all, I shouldn't have to explain this to you. Here's the reasons why the Pelicans need this, or need to do this. Number one, you're going to lose Lonzo Ball. Number two, you don't have shooting without Lonzo Ball. And even though you don't have a ton of shooting, he's pretty much the basis of all your shooting. That's just up front. Okay, I think between Bledsoe and Bi, that's all you're shooting. That's in threes for the season, and I think Zoe has the most threes on the team. I'm not sure. I could always go look that up later. In fact, I probably will, so that way next time I won't say probably. But I'm 99% sure he has the most threes on the team, unless these couple of missed games have up Bi or Gordon. So, I mean Bledsoe. Why did I say Gordon? Uh, but anyway, that's number 2. Number 3, if you're not going to you're not going to have shooting without Zoe, and he was the bulk of your shooting. You're not going to get free agents either. You're not a major free agent destination. You're going to have to trade. You don't really have the assets to be moving like that other than Zoe. So if you pay Zoe the contract that's necessary, it ups how much a team has to match that salary wise, so you get more pieces back. If you were to just trade Zoe right now, he's only making like 11 million a year. That's fairly easy to match. But if you're paying him over 20, that's going to require more players. You see what I'm saying? So think about it like this: Rubio is 17, Bledsoe is 17, Steven Adams is getting 29 million right now. You know, next year to be 17. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to throw pieces in there. I think Kyle Kuzma now is making like 15 a year. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to, or you're going to need to get pieces back in order to make something happen. So this is the best way for you to do it. You can lose Zoe, but at least get something back. You can make sure if you trade him somewhere that will have the in the trade you will get the shooters. So let's say the Hawks are like, look, we want Zoe. Okay, can we get Cam Herter and Cam Reddish and Kevin Herter? Now, Atlanta might be like, that's too much. Or they might be like, okay, fuck it. I think they'll probably say that's probably a little too much. Because I don't know if I would do that if I was them. Then again, they got Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter, and a couple other snipers on that team. So you might be able to like plus trade. So you might be like, oh, we could part with them. We could afford to. And in that way, it's like, okay, now you got shooting if you're the Pelicans. So you're gonna get you're gonna get value back. Okay, versus if you just some team just says 25, match it or go. Which leads to the other point. You have no fucking resources. Unless you're going to trade Kira, who you just drafted, or no, who you drafted in the same trade with Zion. And that's who you kind of want to focus the build around. And you're not going to have to pay them that much. And with the exception of Kira, Jackson Hayes and all come available when you got to pay Zion. So, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they can offer Zion a contract. Not the end of this season, but the end of next season. They can offer him the contract then. Yes, he would still play out his rookie deal, but he'll already be signed and get paid that contract the following year after. If I'm Zion, I wouldn't sign any contract until the fourth year, unless he thinks his health is going to be an issue. So, people who want to argue or debate about the possibility of a sign and trade, you're dumb. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You really don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's not this hard to figure this shit out. It's really not. Pelicans don't have shit right now. They need depth. Okay? Matter of fact, some team who wants Zoe really bad might just take Bledsoe to make sure a deal gets done, cough up a couple unnecessary pieces that they don't want anyway, and then might just buy Bledsoe off immediately and say, which is another incentive to get rid of or to use Zoe. Zoe has to be a part of anything, unless you're going to trade BI, and you're not going to trade Zion. I don't think they're going to trade BI either. But if you did, that's how you get off of Bledsoe. Granted, the last year Bledsoe's contract, usually when you're on the last year of a contract and your production has slipped, like Bledsoe's, you're kind of like, okay, we can eat this for a year and then just rinse our hands with it. Having said all that, I told you. I've been telling motherfuckers this shit for how long? It's been like a month and a half. Like, why? Why do I have to do this? Use your common sense. Ain't that what R. Kelly said? Use your common sense. I'm just saying. I really like being right, but for the purposes of being humble, I don't like being right, but I like being right. I just hate it when people really try to tell you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you stupid, and then literally I say something and an article comes out and it's like, oh, I remember there was a post I made on Facebook. Um, it was about the Odell Beckham Jr. I said I made a post this is a couple of years ago before when he got traded. I was like, the Giants are gonna trade Odell Beckham Jr. And this guy got on there and basically called me everything but a child of God. And then 13 minutes later, he got back. He's like, oh my fucking God, you were right. And it's like, how did you know this? Read the tea leaves, read the evidence. Sometimes shit is obvious what teams are going to do. And I told y'all this way back before the season started. You gotta read the tea leaves to see what the team is doing and watch all the moving parts. It'll tell you exactly what the fuck is up. When they couldn't trade him, or when they refused to trade him for the offers, let's be honest. Most of the teams said, fuck it, we'll just get him this offseason. It was kind of like the Pels automatically knew at that point. It was like, okay, sign a trade. It's like, we're going to have to try to, and I'm pretty sure this is what's going to happen. Griffin's going to be like, look, man, y'all don't want to have to work with Rich Paul like that. I don't want to have to work with Rich Paul like that. Let's cut a deal, okay? Let me save you guys some money, and we could just get what we need and call it a deal. Again, why would they want to overpay? A team could easily come up there and say, let's just say the Knicks, Zoe, $25 million right now, come play for us. The article came out probably about a week ago that said the Pelicans executives think anything over 20, they're not going to match. By the way, the guy that tried to insult me on Twitter mentioned 18. I was like, nah, bro, your number's outdated. Recently came out and said 20. Get your knowledge up. Anywho, they could say 25 million. Pelicans are like, we can't pay that. We can't afford that. So now what? Bye. What works for the Pels is to do what? Hey, Knicks, look, let's cut this deal. Because, let's save you a couple million, all right? Here's what we do. Instead of paying him 25, offer him 20, okay? We'll sign and trade you for 20. So you give such and such. We'll take them. And we'll do a sign and trade because he wants to go to you. Okay, cool? And that way, the Knicks can say, okay, they're willing to cut us a deal to get Zoe on a discount because we were going to overpay him. But now we can get him at a good price. We get him at a good rate, okay? And now we just got to give up pieces that we weren't going to use anyway to get a player that we actually need and going to use. So, okay, we'll cut the deal. He's cheaper that way for us, and we're not going to use these guys anyway. They might say, okay, we'll throw y'all Kevin Knox and Elfrid Payton. Fuck it. It might not be those guys. Kevin Knox will probably be out of there if I'm being true. But Elfrid Payton, who's played for the Pelicans before, who knows? But let's just run with that. Okay, we're going to give y'all Elfrid Payton and Kevin Knox. Okay, deal. Lonzo Ball is traded to the New York Knicks for Kevin Knox, not Elfrid Payton, and a late first or second round draft pick and some or trade swap. That's the deal. Okay, I'm just making the deal up. Don't take that as serious. I'm just giving you an example of how this works. Now, Zoe's gonna get the lesser end of the money, but he's still gonna get in a range of what he wants because ultimately he has to agree to accept the contract. So if Zoe they already put out he wants at least 20. So if he's gonna get 20, he's going to sign a contract. Especially if Griffin and them call every other team, look, this is the offer. Do this, we'll watch our back and we'll watch yours. Okay. At that point, he's going to have to take the 20 million because they're not going to give anything else. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Griffin and piss off the wrong people, they would be like, fuck it. 22, Zoe come play for us, and Griffin just gonna have to wash his hands with it. Unless he want to be petty and just say, fuck it, we'll sign him and trade him midseason or some shit. But the point is, this is the option. This is the only option the Pelicans have left. They wanted to trade him for Kelly Oubre. They want to trade Zoe and a pick for Kelly Oubre. Now, I'm going to be honest. I think Zoe is better than Kelly Oubre. And I think if you go ask most people around the league right now, it'd probably be the same thing. You know, some people might say Kelly Oubre is in a bad situation, which is fine. But I think Lonzo and a pick was too much. So if it's too much, it's probably just to gauge their interest or to check the temperature of the market. Okay. I can't remember how much Kelly Oubre got paid, but he got paid something decent. I think maybe like 14, 15 million or something like that. Zoe would be a rental. They were only going to keep him for a season and let him go. I think if I'm the Warriors, I'm like, Kelly Oubre, for that, nah. We'll just keep him. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get Clay back and stuff and everything. Sure, the draft pick don't hurt, but we don't need any more draft picks. We need players. So, yeah. At this point, sign and trade is the way to go. It's just a matter of, are the other GMs and execs going to, shake hands and arrange a deal and work against Rich Paul and Lonzo? Really, it's more so Rich Paul. I think Rich Paul is a big player in this because Rich Paul is a power broker, but at the same time, Rich Paul is so powerful, he pisses off a lot of people. Just for the virtue of him being able to do things that other agents can't do and other executives don't like it. And some of the executives are now like ex-agents and stuff. Sometimes if you rub people the wrong way, they hold vendettas. Like, was it Dale Demps, I think was his name, that was the GM before Griff? I think I'm right on that. He didn't want to do the deal with the Lakers for reasons. Now he got fired. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff happens all the time in the league. But, if you're a team, man, you want to, what's best for business? They don't want to pay that tax, especially for a product that ain't winning. If you winning, it's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Like the Lakers don't mind paying the tax because they're winning. Winning championships, you're willing to pay a little bit more. When the Warriors were winning, they paid the tax, but they were winning. That's the price. So if you're not winning, Gail Benson ain't trying to hear that shit. So look, if you're the Pels, you want to get like 2 good players back, and you want to get players that actually assess or fix your issues. If I'm them and I'm trying to actually grow this team, I'm not taking back any guards unless they're like a vet that don't necessarily need the minutes. But what I'm looking for is Larry Markkinen, probably, and is Denzel Valentine? I can't remember what he is. But basically, you're looking for somebody who can come off the bench and be another wing to back up Zion and flex to small forward with BI, or replace BI and flex to Zion if need be. James Johnson has come in to kind of do that. But you need someone bigger, younger, with more size and athleticism. But, I'm basically giving you guys this information. Like, even when I said Kevin Knox, I was mentioning Kevin Knox because he kind of fits what they need. Tall, long, forward, wing, who can space the floor, shoot a little bit. I'm not sure what his defense is like. I have not watched him in a while. So I can't say for sure what he can do. But the comp or the need is there. You get someone to come off the bench like him, he can be, your second go-to option or something. You know what I'm saying? Because you're likely going to start Kira now, B.I., Zion, and Steven Adams. Okay? Who's going to come off your bench at that point? If you still keep Bledsoe, if you got Bledsoe, Kira's going to come off the bench, right? You're going to have Josh Hart. If you get Kevin Knox now, you don't have to play Josh Hart at small forward. You can play him at shoot guard, which is his true position. And now you got him coming off the bench for you. And now you still got Jackson Hayes at center. And now you just got to get that other part. Well, there it is. You go trade. If you trade, well, that's for the Knicks. If you were to do that with Chicago, you get Larry Markkinen who can flex between center and power forward. Or if you want to, you can maybe just say point Zion, no, Bi Laurie, and then Steven Adams, and now you're set. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they're going to operate this to get what they need. Um, I know this video is going on long, and I didn't intend it to be that way, but I'm just really trying to explain how this is going to work so people can stop thinking like, oh, it's not going to happen. No, this is going to happen. This was set to happen. Like, again, this is just a matter of, are they going to be willing to backdoor deals? Because they're not supposed to do that, but people gonna call. They're gonna make their phone calls. So the only way, let me say this too, Zoe has to agree to whatever the teams is. So I will say in that regard, they're cuffed because let's just say they want to send them. I'm just gonna throw out a team, Minnesota, right? Zoe say, nah, I ain't signing no deal to Minnesota. They can't do a sign and trade. Whatever it is, the team has to be a team that Zoe wants to go to. So Zoe's gonna have to give a list of teams: Bulls, Knicks, or whoever the fuck else. So when we get to this off season and we start hearing teams, there's teams that want him, and there's teams that he said he wanted to go to. Pay attention. They're going to distinguish that. They're going to make it known and plain who those teams are. The teams we've been hearing about constantly, Chicago, New York, are good. Some of these other teams we might hear about may be based on trade, need, or injuries or something else. Regardless, this is going to be an interesting offseason. I'm telling y'all right now. And by the way, if Zoe don't get traded in the first day or two, it's okay. Kind of stuff takes time sometimes. It might take a couple days. It might take a week. It might take 2 weeks. I doubt it take 2 weeks, but because the money will be out of the market. Within the first 24 to 72 hours, he should be traded. There should be a deal already set under the table. And I'm pretty sure at the end of the offseason, it's like, look, Zoe, all right, tell us the teams you want. We're going to do a sign and trade, and we'll figure out the price. Anyways, that's all I got. I need to hurry up, go get my son. Y'all have a good day. Peace.